Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. You know, for some of y'all, the enemy took your bark, but he's getting ready to give it back. Woof, woof, woof. Woof, woof. I'm just joking.
So
Welcome back to Talk So We Talk 10 Topics and Talk About Them. Joining us today, we have a special guest, Ishmael Nehemiah. And joining us at the table is a regular crewman. We got Miss Nayana Bristol. It's not Revolution anymore. It's Bristol.
It's Bristol, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all ever heard of the Bristol Motor Speedway? We own that. Yep, we do. Anyways, it's good to be back on. Hey.
Well, how's everybody doing? Ishmael, has been a while since you've been back. Welcome back.
It has been a while. What's going on, everybody? It feels good to be back. How you doing? How you feeling? I like your wolf, the wolf woof.
Yeah, woof, woof. Woof, woof, woof. I'm doing pretty good. Feeling blessed. You know, I think this is we're in episode 15. I think we're like 2 or 3 episodes away from being at 50 episodes, so we balling.
Let's go. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Yeah.
Chicka wow wow. Did y'all hear about the diddler? This is today's Wackology. Did you hear about the diddler?
We're going to have to label those. It's okay, though.
We got to label those buttons. We got to label those buttons because that was not it.
That wasn't the right one.
That wasn't the right one because we're not clapping for the diddler.
Nah.
We're not going easy. We're not going easy. 1,000 bottles of baby oil, please.
He's just ashy.
Very ashy. He needs a lot of oil.
It's okay, because, you know, after you take a shower, I use coconut oil, so, just maybe you want to be moisturized.
You got to do what you got to do.
But 1,000?
Exactly. He just real ashy.
Y'all just look at their police report, because I'm not going to say everything they found. You just look at their police report, or the FBI report, whoever, DEI, whoever arrested him, those people, the federal government people.
We're just going to just pray for him. That's all. God.
I pray for you. You pray for
I haven't
me.
heard that song in so long.
I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is something, something. I don't know the rest. We just pray for him.
Okay.
I want to know, though, do you think he has a potential to slip away?
Are you being funny or you be for real?
Yeah,
Because
that
we're
was a
talking
joke.
about. Okay. Joe's about to answer the question, the joke.
Don't even answer the question.
He's about to answer the joke.
Maybe.
Joe, it was a joke.
I know. I thought you were seriously asking. Ugh. Well, y'all got anything else you want to say about your week?
It's been, what is today? It's Tuesday? Nah, ain't nothing going on yet.
Today is Tuesday. I just want to say it's not Tuesday. Today is Tuesday.
It's a good start to the week, though.
Good.
It's been a good week so far.
It's a brand new day.
I gotta get my singing up because y'all be singing a lot and I don't be singing enough. Give me a song about the weather today. It's been kind of rainy.
Can you stand the rain?
It ain't been sunny days. It's been kind of rainy.
Can you stand the rain?
Talk to him.
When we get done, I still gon' praise him. Can you stand the rain? Through the trials.
Stand with him.
Through the trials, stormy times, we're gonna overcome. Oh, they went good. Hey, can you stand the rain?
That was good.
That was actually good. That overcome part went hard. I'm not gonna
That
lie.
was good. You
that-
did good. Look at this songwriter.
Off the top with it. Just like on the spot.
If it wasn't for Nayon in the background, probably, and you, Ishmael, I would have felt that. It was a team effort, all 3 of us. Team effort.
I was just hype, man.
And Kyrie was back there dancing. I saw them feet moving. Kyrie's back there dancing.
Yeah, his feet move. He trying to put it in his mouth.
Oh, that's the new thing of the week.
Anyway, yep.
Well, I've been doing pretty good. I think it's that old saying. What does they say? God is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Well, if we know God is good, we talked about it. We've done our Wackology. I think it's about time for us to
Transition.
Chugga chugga choo choo, choo choo, chugga chugga choo choo, choo choo, choo choo. It's time for some topics.
It's Choo Choo So with Judy B. Y'all watch that growing up? Okay, sorry.
Wait, you talking about the it's choo choo so?
Choo Choo So.
All aboard the choo choo train. They gonna sue us. All aboard
Okay.
the choo choo train. All aboard the choo choo train.
train.
All aboard, choo choo.
Okay.
Okay, that should actually be our intro to,
I'm not into this.
talk about topics.
know
All
what
aboard
that
the
is?
Jesus train. All
Oh my
aboard the
gosh.
Jesus train. All aboard the Jesus train. All aboard, choo choo. Okay. Okay. Today's topic, if you have seen from the title of today's episodes, is a freedom testimony. The freedom of a testimony. Talking about testimony. Yeah, I'm testifying.
Okay. We keep saying
It's very easy
okay.
for
To
me to
get
get
on.
distracted, especially if Nayan is here. No offense. No, I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just when we get together.
I egg it on.
We egg it on
Is this
together.
Is this like one of those give me my money things where I'm gonna start singing, y'all just gonna start laughing at me or something?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
No.
Give me my money. Give me my Bible. Give me my Bible. I need my Bible today.
No,
Give me my Bible on Jesus.
We're not gonna do it like that.
Okay. Today's topic is freedom of a testimony. Y'all probably think we're crazy, but I promise you, we're sane. Part of it. When we're not on our knees praying, we're still sane. We're sane somewhere. God is still working on us, like a fine wine.
He gonna bust in the song. So, anyways,
I'm not gonna sing. This time is not a bust into song
okay.
kind of mood.
okay,
It's time to get serious.
okay. Well, I have a question then.
Go for it.
So, like, I like definitions and everything, but I guess my question is, what is a testimony? I mean, yeah, what is a testimony to y'all before we get into it?
Ishmael?
I'm
You can answer.
gonna let you take that one first.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. A testimony. When I think of the word testimony, I think about the word test. And I've seen certain videos that say, let your temptation be a test of your faith. And we know the Bible says that when we resist temptation, the enemy will flee. And when we resisted a temptation, we resisted something, or we've been overcome by something. We've been tested by it, and that's my testimony. And it's the story I've told because I've been tested, and it's my testimony because the money part could mean story. It adds that story. So it's my testimony because I've been tested, and now that I've been through the test, the teacher's always quiet in the test. I've been through the test. I've answered A, B, C. I've given my multiple choice answer. I've written it out. I've planned it out. I've been through the test. And now I'm in a new season, and now I have a testimony because I've overcome something. I've resisted a temptation, and the devil has fleeing.
So a story of your test.
A story of your test. That's a good one. A story of your test. That's a good one. A story of your test.
I like that.
I was gonna say story, so that you said it better than I could have.
You probably could have said it better.
Nah, man,
You could have said it better.
I like the way that you were putting that. So yeah, a story of your test that you've been through, the things that you've gone through, and the things that you've overcome, and exactly what you said. But the story of it, the thing that you're able to give to somebody else so they can see what your test was and what they can take from it.
Yeah. And last week, for the past couple of weeks, we've been on a series, digging beneath the surface, getting to, we've been talking about the real issues when it comes to politics, social justice, all the above. And now we're shifting to talk about the freedom of a testimony. Because there's truly freedom in a testimony. Because a testimony is not just showing that you've been through something, but it's also, like you said, a test of your story, telling your story.
Okay.
And it's telling the world where you've come from, where you've been, and not hiding all those things, because especially in the church, it's so good and so comfortable to be like, oh look at Susie over at that big old hat. She thinks she all that. Meanwhile, you dead but in sin. You nasty on the inside and dingy, dirty, and dusty.
Okay, well.
I'm sorry. I'm not talking about nobody. I'm not
that's
talking
you
about
good. Well, then that leads into one of the icebreaker questions. Is what's one of the most powerful testimonies you've ever heard? Let's give it to we'll pass it to the guest. Let him in. We'll let him answer.
Let's let him answer because he's got a testimony.
Well, I would say that some of the testimonies that I've heard though would be like the ones from like my parents. Kind of grew up and came from not really having much at all and having to struggle and I think about the things they've given me and what they've sacrificed to give me and the things that they've went through and how they're still here. I won't go into details of things that they've been through because that's their business. But, like, that's been something that's always motivated me to get through the things that I've gone through. And my mom has always stayed in my ear about surrendering to God because, like, it's easy to give up, but you forget that you can pray and there's things that you can rely on. And yes, I got to say, my mom and my dad, definitely, the things that they've been through, their testimony.
And that's good too, because you've probably witnessed it firsthand.
Yeah.
Some of their testimony.
Yeah, without a doubt. Plenty of things.
Yeah, that's good. I have a testimony. Well, I do have testimony, but one of the testimonies that I've heard, like, it's a long time ago. This man, I was working, and I think he was pretty much telling me how he found God and, like, how he became to believe God. And he was saying he was in his house or something, and something was transpiring. He was doing something. He was walking. I guess he was mad, cussing something. And then he was pretty much saying, like, he didn't believe in God. God ain't real, all this good stuff. And then he said he walked in the hallway. And then as he was walking in the hallway, he was like, it was almost like how do I explain? Like something walked through him. Like God, like, walked through him. And he was like, he shocked. It was like he just stood still. And then he was like, after that, it was like no doubt. Like he knew that was God. I thought that was, like, very interesting. Because I like to hear stories like that. Because I'd be like, because automatically I'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, it's like interesting to hear. Like I've never seen it and I've never, like, experienced it, but it's almost like yeah, he'll, like, it just reminds me, like, yeah, he'll make his presence known, whether it's that way if he has to or however it is. And I just thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. And it was one time, this guy, when I was out working, I was at work and he was like talking to me about God. He was like, "You're saved. I know you're saved. I see it in your eyes." And I was like, "Yes, I am. I am saved. I know him. He know me." But no. Anyways, but yeah.
Saved and filled with the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Went down the mighty burning fire. Fire baptized.
Oh.
And you filled with the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And you do speak in tongues.
No, I don't.
Oh,
but
sorry. I didn't mean.
I don't, but that's
It's
okay.
okay. That's okay.
That's
It's okay.
okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
What about you, Joey? You ever heard a testimony?
There's so many powerful testimonies out there. I think of testimonies like, I would say, I'm trying to think, there's so many testimonies out there. For my example, I would use my mother as an example, who, I'm not going to tell her our business out here, but, she went through experiences through life. And to be honest, she really couldn't have kids. Every child she had, the doctor says they was going to die, was stillborn, this and none of that. And the doctor thought I was going to die. I'm the only child that she ever had that made it actually through. That, to me, is a powerful testimony because she's always wanted a child. And I think that always deteriorated her when she tried to have a child. And I think that right there is just a big, powerful testimony that shows that even through the worst of things and what the doctors say, that God can truly make a miracle out of nothing.
That made me tremble just a little bit because, like, you was the only one who made it. Like, you, sir, you are the miracle. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And I also think of, like, Styles, especially Styles' story.
Oh,
and his testimony. He told his testimony on the podcast, so go back to episode 11, season 3, and hear that. But he's told us that he lost all his siblings, and he was the last one standing. That is a powerful testimony, and I think that it's a powerful testimony to live through that and then still have a relationship with God, especially for his mother, to still have a relationship with God. That's a powerful testimony. That was a good episode. So if you want to go back and listen to it, we'll link it back in the description. Season 3, episode 11.
Sorry. Did you going to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay. So, why do you think people, like, hesitate to share their story? What do you think?
I think it's out of fear, number one. Yeah. Because it'll go back to what we talked about when Styles was on here, talking about people putting their scars in darkness. People are afraid to be vulnerable and don't want to be seen for who they actually are.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a perception that's pushed. And even Micah, we talked about this when Micah was on here a couple weeks ago. Micah said that a lot of church people are just taking up church pews and actually doing the work. And a lot of the times, people just want to make themselves something that makes themselves feel good and look good. And after that, they don't want anything else after that. They don't want the goodness. They don't want the mercy. They just want a piece of the mercy, a piece of the goodness, piece of the cake here, get a little slice here, get a little bite here, get a little tasting, but not an actual feeling, but a tasting, so they can feel good on the inside and not actually get to the root of the issue, not actually talk about the issue, and not actually be vulnerable enough and open up yourself into certain spaces. Because sometimes you being so closed off could be blocking somebody else's ministry. You having your wall is a block for somebody else's breakthrough and a block for a connection that God intended to happen. And I think a lot of people are scared to the testimony because, honestly, also because of society opinions, the way we talk about things, the way we even just talk about people as a whole, the way we communicate with each other. I think people are so scared because it's been so normalized that especially when it comes to, like, we talk about men, if men show too much emotion, show too much vulnerability, then they're a weak punk man. And I think that narrative has been pushed. That makes it especially more fearful for some men to come out and tell their testimony that they struggle with this, that they struggle with that.
In fact, I feel like things like that has made me weaker too. You know, that idea of like you can't or holding everything in. And I feel like holding everything in for so long has made it harder to not combust in ways. You know, sometimes like you know when things are built up and then like you just let it out and you feel like you're just a whole mess. You know, from all the things you've been holding on for so long, and I feel like it makes it a little harder for me to have control over my emotions sometimes. I feel like I feel things a lot more deeply, and it's hard for me to get a wrap on that, if you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I felt like I've been holding it for so long, and now I feel like there's a leak in my dam, if that makes sense.
And it's like you said, you feel like it's a leak somewhere. Mm-hmm. And especially when we hold stuff in, we can't hold too much in. Eventually, it's gonna spill out.
Yeah.
Just like a jar of water. Like if I keep filling this cup up with water, it's gonna overflow eventually. In a bad way or a good way, it's gonna overflow. And sometimes those ways of telling your story, telling what you've been through, and just not even just telling it on the mountain for the whole world to hear, but just having those open spaces where you can go to and tell your testimony and just tell what you've been through. And not just what you've been through, but what's inside and what's in your heart and what's overwhelming you. That's a big key part.
There's a lot of us who's been through a lot of things, which just like you said, we're scared to say it. There's a lot of things we got to uncover in that story and let it be known. But like you said, it's a blockage. Like you're blocking somebody else's bridge. Like there's a lot of relation from things. We've all gone through a lot of things that we can relate to. And being afraid to say those things openly to somebody else, you might be hurting yourself and them in ways.
I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. And we talked about this on the phone before we did this. And so I want to ask you this question. So how have everything you've been through within the past whole year affected not just your mental health, but who you are as a person right now? And I guess if you want to give a brief story of what happened so that people know what we're talking about, you can.
Okay, back in June 2023, I got in a car wreck where I almost died. I could say what I didn't hurt easier, I think, than what I did hurt, because I was pretty down bad, and a lot of people know that. But starting, I guess, with mental health, it's been very challenging. Still, I'm challenged every single day that I wake up. Like, from the moment that I step onto the ground. Because, I don't get to explain this to everybody. People see me outwardly through, like, social media. And social media, I don't use my social media to talk about the hard things. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It smiles on social media. But from the moment that I wake up to the moment I go to sleep, I'm like in a lot of pain. I got to walk around acting like I'm not hurting because it's kind of embarrassing. And so, there's a lot of things that tax on my mental. That's been a hard thing to deal with. It's also made me have to make very tough decisions on like what my relationship between me and God. Like when I was saying earlier about my mom has taught me a whole lot about just surrendering, because being in a position that I've been in for over a year, it makes you question a whole lot, or it makes you just not even questioning God. It just makes you question like life in general. Do things get better? You get to a point where I've came to a point where I understand empathy, sympathy, whatever you want to call it. Because, sometimes you're going through things and you want people to be there for you and you can talk to them, but they can't really get you through it. So having physical pain that I can talk about all day and tell somebody about, but they can't really fix that. Not even my doctors have been able to fix that. It becomes, that has taught me a little bit more about how hard it can be on people who go through certain things that maybe we don't understand, who really need somebody to feel for them, and trying to figure out how to give people spaces to be felt, be heard, be understood. Back to what I was saying about making me make tough decisions about like really surrendering, because like it's a lot of worry that's on my mind, and yeah, you gotta figure out how to surrender and not worry so much. So yeah, it's been a journey for sure, and I'm still going through it. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. It's been a hard journey, but it's been a good one. It's been a blessing, to be honest, because it's done nothing but grow me as a person. Like hard times, I think they build character. So I mean, even though it's very tough, and maybe some people wouldn't have made it through what I've gone through, it was something that I needed and that I still need.
Do you think that with building character, do you think that being in a position where you had to kind of like depend on your entire family to kind of take care of you, humbled you in some sense, and brought you even closer to God?
Oh goodness gracious, yeah, and it brought me closer to my family, which also and brought me closer to God. It made me realize how thankful I should be. Like it's so easy to take things for granted. Like seriously, and even still, I still take things for granted. But like I've been down to my very worst, and I couldn't move my arms. Like my mom was feeding me my food for so long, like just had like I'm a baby. It was crazy. But yeah, being in a situation, position like that, it brought me a lot closer to my family, my mom, and it brought me closer to just having to get closer with God. Seriously, like you have a lot of time to think and reflect on life in general.
Well, yeah, I mean, because in your case, all you had time was to do is just.
Yeah, I didn't. I genuinely. I mean, the situation is very whack, and it was a terrible physical situation, but really it's been a huge blessing for me. Like things that just would have never happened, that have been so good for me, would have never happened if I didn't get into a car wreck. Like honestly, gaining a relationship, getting closer with my mom, that's a great thing. I mean, the whole family, it's a great thing. Having a realization that you need to, it's a good thing.
How do you deal with it, like coming back or coming out of everything? Like, how do you deal with it every day?
I'm a mess. To be honest, I truly am a mess. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Like I'm not. I don't have anything figured out. I'm not together. Every single day, sometimes I feel like I'm spiraling, and I have to have conversations with people I'm close to, and I'm thankful I have them bring me back down to earth. I'm thankful that I have this new found relationship with my mother now, to where I can feel like I can speak to her about certain things. I have a girlfriend that she keeps me level-headed. So it's the love that's around me that really, I think, keeps me. Because if it was for me, it feels like, I'm telling you, depending on myself, I can't do that. So I'm just thankful I can wake up and say a prayer that I'm alive, and that I have what I have. So those are the things, like what I have, my blessings, and being able to pray for those things and be thankful for them.
And I say a lot of times, I think especially a lot of times we get so comfortable trying to depend on ourselves.
Yeah.
And trying to do everything for ourselves and do this and do that. And it's sometimes a hard lesson to learn, and a very humble lesson to learn, to actually be able to sit back and let God be God, and actually understand I'm not in control of this situation. What are some of the things, like when you spiral, how do you keep yourself from not actually falling apart into pieces? Because you said something that was very real in the statement, that you're spiraling and you don't have it together, which is that's the majority of America right now. Nobody got it all the way together. And you can go ahead and answer that question before I go on a whole long tangent.
Really, I don't have nothing else but just taking a moment to sit and pray, and then really just ask for some guidance, and just trying to clear my head, sitting and thinking for a little bit. I can't depend on talking to somebody anymore. I've never really been that way either. I've always been the kind of person to hold things in. Like I said, this is like, I've gotten to a point where I feel like now I got this leak, and I I feel like
There's a leak in this old building.
yeah, I'm waking up every day and I'm feeling like I'm having a crisis in my mind sometimes. I really do feel like that. But I don't know. I'm blessed because there's something in me that keeps me going. Like I can take a moment no matter how.
Unknown caller.
Unhook your Bluetooth.
It happened, y'all.
Just-
It happened.
It
happened.
Just unhook it. It still happens. It's okay.
It
Who
happens.
calling you?
Some spam callers. It's the same spam number that's been calling for 15 years.
You need to block them, Joe.
I blocked them and they make new numbers.
They do. They
Like
be
they
finding
met.
a way.
I know this is out there. You block them, they make new numbers, and become. Do you have health insurance? I'm like, okay.
That's your wackology. How y'all deal with these spam callers?
No, really.
Actually, you
Robot-
know there is something you can do on your phone. You can just like if it's an unknown number, it's straight to voicemail. You know I'm on top of all that. I keep D&D on my phone every day. For no good reason. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what's wrong with me. I started it and I can't stop it.
Yeah, me too. Lucky I be keeping my phone downstairs. It's like once you start it, it's just hard to stop. But
I can't stop it. I know people probably don't like me for it and I can't help it, but D&D is a part of my lifestyle now. It's like if my phone is not on D&D, it's you ever walked out the house without your phone in your pocket? You're like that's what I feel like. I'm serious. A text message comes through. I'm like, what? What's going on? I'm serious.
I mean, hey, it may be good.
It's not good. It's really not good. My mom
No.
be trying to contact me and whatnot. Yeah, it's not good.
No.
I don't. See, and I know how to do that too.
would you say within your journey for the past year of everything you've been through, would you say your faith was tested the most? Did you ever feel like you wanted to give up, or you felt like you were alone? And even though you had people around you, did you feel like you were alone and that you weren't helpable?
Okay, ask me that one more time.
So let me find the question again. Basically, I'm asking that in that time period, was your taste, I say your taste, your faith ever tested? Was your faith ever tested? And what in that time where your faith was tested, where you ever felt like the enemy ever making me feel like you were alone in this situation? And you had people around you. Because you went through what you did, you ever feel like you were alone?
So faith tested in what way? What do you mean?
Basically, like because of the accident, did you ever question whether God actually, did you ever question God's hand over your life?
I'll be completely honest. I don't think there's ever been one point in time in my life where I've questioned if there's God. You know what I mean? Yeah, no. And honestly, in fact, and I probably messed up the heads of a lot of people in there because there was like they have to have a guy from like the chapel come talk to you when you're in like an accident like that. And he came and talked to me, and I think he thought I was gonna like be the complete opposite of what I was saying to him because I was telling him that this is a blessing. Like to be honest, he was like, "What?" I'm talking about I'm sitting in the hospital bed, I can't move, I'm like this. And he thinking I'm going to be all tore up, and I'm telling him it's like really a huge blessing because all this, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, I don't think there hasn't been a moment in time. It's just been a question of maybe why and what am I supposed to do from here. There's definitely been a lot of why, for sure. Like, why did this happen to me? And since this did happen to me, like, what am I going to do with this? What comes next? How do I fix myself or whatever? But no, there's never been a question of my faith with God, honestly. Never in my life, really. And I got to be thankful for my family for that as well. That's almost embedded in me.
Do you think that, number one, that you've grown from this, but two, do you think that because of everything that you've been through, that not just you can be freed from this, but your story and your positivity in the situation can help someone else?
Yeah, and I've seen where it has because people have told me it has, and I wasn't thinking it was going to do that at all. I wasn't even looking forward to do that. I was just trying to. I think when I was doing a lot of things like going on Instagram Live when I was still in the hospital, and I don't think there's like really been any moment in time where I kind of like stopped. Like I got into the accident. I think I dropped a song like a few days later. For some reason, I just kept. Well, hold on. Ask me that one more time because I forgot the point that I was round back to. I'm sorry. Look, don't make fun of me. That's not funny. Okay.
You're good.
The question was, do you think? Actually, I forgot my own question.
See, look, I ain't alone here.
I think
Do
you
you-
said, well, the first one you said, did you grow
Thank you,
from
Kyer.
it? Did you grow from it, the first one, and then,
Oh, do I think that I'm that
your
I'm
story
able to help other people.
Yeah.
with your positivity,
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
like
yeah.
how, especially because I remember you being on live on Instagram. I remember like hopping onto your live
Yeah.
and talking to you, especially on the phone when you were in the hospital. And I remember how much positivity and said it's just a blessing I'm still here. And how do you? Another question I asked you once you asked the question is how do you encourage other listeners to have that same positivity when life gives them adversity? How did you gain that mindset to just have that? Because a lot of people, when something happens, they lose their sense and the grip on.
I don't really have a good solid answer for you because it's nothing that I did at all. It was just given to me, and I'm very thankful for that. To be honest, like, I mean, I be thinking, maybe I just don't take things serious enough sometimes. I don't know, but I don't know. I really did. I took it as a blessing off rip, and I didn't want to stop because I felt like I'm very young. And I don't want to give up at 27 or 26 at the time. Like, and I just feel like I owed I owe it to myself to kind of keep going as well. People, there's also ego that had to do with, I guess career things with my music, and I keep doing music, yada yada. But I mean, like, just in life in general, I'm always gonna keep going, and I'm just blessed and thankful to be able to have that just instilled in me.
Yeah.
Dang. I was just listening to him. But when y'all was talking and everything, I was just thinking, like, dang, I'm, like, living in, oh, I guess testimony. I'm always living in testimony. But I got testimony, too, because, like, he was saying how he used to hold everything in. I used to do that, too. Like, hold everything in. And then, but I guess you could say, like, a ticking bomb. What is it called?
Taking time bomb.
Yeah, that. I did that one good time and it didn't lead me to a good place. But anyways, I used to do that too. I still kind of like battle with it too. Like I think it was because like I had so many unanswered questions, and I just needed to get to the root of things.
Yeah.
And it takes some time. I will say that. Trust me. Like I've done journaling. I've done obviously like praying and being in the Word, talking to God, having a relationship with Him, and I've also done therapy. Something that I never thought I would do because I'd be like, I don't want to talk to these people. Like I don't even talk to nobody else. But I actually enjoyed it. Like, and I had to I learned I just needed to be reminded sometimes. Like I already know some of those questions, but it's almost like the devil be like playing with me, and I believe it. And then it's like, Nay, you already know this. You just need to be somebody. Just had to remind me sometimes. And I was just thinking, like, now that I've got married and married.
Yeah, she's married, Mrs. Bristol.
I've got married and had a kid. I had my little baby, Kaya. It just made me
Bristol baby.
Yes, it's Bristol baby. But it just made me like as I'm in this marriage, it reminds me Nay, this is your partner, your best friend. Like you don't have to hold it all in, which that's also I'm working on that too, because being vulnerable and expressing what's going on in here is so hard. But that leak, I guess you could say. I don't know if I'm using this right, but that is kind of my leak, and maybe my helpmate, I guess. And it's teaching me companionship, partnership. I ain't gotta be independent. That's strong, black, independent. Ain't gotta be always strong. I can cry if I want to, and have somebody here that be like, I still love you. That reminder. Just it's a good reminder, and it also is teaching me, I guess showing me and teaching me what love really is.
Yeah.
Even though we're not perfect, but
But
it helps.
Yeah, it's helping you. It's helping you grow and helping you realize things. And
Yeah. And then also, sorry.
no, go ahead.
And also, having a baby has made me, appreciate my mom so much more. We haven't, don't get me wrong, we have our ups and downs. But, this is my girl. Because, and she had me at 14, y'all. I know I'm, saying a whole bunch. But, she had me at 14. And I'm just thinking, I'm 25. And, 14 doing this on my own? Ooh. So, yeah. So I'm just it's a blessing because I know for me, I've always wanted, when I do start my family, I don't want to do it alone. So just having that extra help and just thinking like my mama did this at 14 by herself,
Yeah.
and back in the day it was like bricks thrown at her and all that, because it's like how the church people do, old school
Yeah.
people do, whatever. But it's made me really appreciate her more. And yeah, I was just thinking all that when y'all was talking. I just thought I was gonna spill it out. So
That's good. That's good. And I feel like things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
I think I just already have that kind of mindset. Anyways, that there's always a reason behind things that happen, and I'm just trying to figure out that reason, I guess. So yeah, I think that's also something that really like I automatically just think, no matter what really happens, it was supposed to happen, and it's not gonna be that bad. I'm gonna get through that, and something's gonna get figured out.
and I think it may like it'll come at piece, like pieces will come at a time too. Like at least that's for my case. I've noticed like they'll come. It's just pieces by pieces by piece, and then all together the piece will be like.
Yeah, even me like spiraling, having these
Yeah.
messed up situations with my like emotions and things that I'm trying to figure out. I think I'm only dealing with it and having it right now because I had to. It's come to a point where I have to deal with it, and now I'm just getting it figured out. And so it's happening for the reason that I have to get things under control. That's preparing me for the next moment in my life.
And I think I want to kind of like add on to what y'all saying, and kind of also highlight and add on that when we talk, kind of like going back to me in the beginning, like with testimonies and with the definition. And I think, kind of like going back to that definition, I think testimony goes back to, like we said, the devil flees when we flee temptation. And I think that when we actually tell our testimony, we release any guilt, any shame, which is why what you guys are doing, showing the world that you are human.
Yeah,
Letting your humanity shows humbles you to a degree, and letting your humanity show and letting people see that you're human. That behind that I go to church, behind the nice clothes, the nice suit, or the nice jeans, behind the nice hair, the nice wig, the nice bust down, behind all these good things, there's a person that does not have it together, but I have God who is helping me push it together. And I think that releases any guilt, it releases any shame, any fear. And it also releases, like, in some sense, I think of it as, especially for myself, as like a child that's scared to come out of the closet or come out of the box. You're giving us that's in the corner. We're gonna say in the corner. That's in the corner and scared to come out of the corner. That's hiding behind something.
Michael Jackson in the corner.
And when we tell our story, when we tell our testimony, we see the freedom, because and the Bible says we just don't get freedom by the freedom of the blood, but we get freedom by the freedom of our testimony. Sorry about testimony. Quote me if I'm wrong. Isn't it on this paper? I want to check.
Oh.
Yeah. And they have conquered him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Revelations 12:11. Not just by the blood of the Lamb we found conquered, but by the words of our testimony. Which is why not just confessing it to God, but sometimes telling others what you're struggling with releases any guilt, any shame, because the devil wants to use that against you as like a puppet master. The devil loves to play puppet master. So he can lead you right to where he is, and then when he done with you, he just throws you away and he hides his hands.
Diddler. Sorry.
Oh,
So sorry.
good Lord. Good Lord.
No, I'm playing. No, but seriously, for real though, cause like he done it to me. I'm gonna go and speak on me. But yeah, he done it to me plenty of times. He'll
Speak on it.
get me riled up, get me just to where he want me to that point, hang me like this, and then boop, drop me, and then I be in there somewhere crying, talking about boo-hooing too, y'all. Talking about, yeah, all that, boo-hooing, and then God come back and he just come in there and be like, all right, well, this will be on back on up, honey. This will be back on. I remember y'all one time. Listen, I gotta say this. One time I was in the car. I had just had a breakup or whatever. And all I had was my stuff in the car. And I'm talking about I'm boo-hooing in the car by myself. Cause I was angry and then I ain't had nowhere to go. And like it was all the emotions in one time, and I was talking about boo hoo and everything, and then I just remember because y'all I'm a little silly. I remember God was like, "Girl, you okay?" And I just busted out laughing, like literally in the midst of boo hooing. I just started laughing, and I was like, "Yeah, I am." It's funny because I can see myself boo hooing, and then God was like, "Girl, you okay?" Because I thought, honey,
The devil does
but
drop
yeah,
you. Like
yeah.
you remember that time we finna throwback. You remember that time? I was never a throwback. It was literally a year ago. The summer last year, I was going through what I was going through, and like I called you and Nick, and I was like, I don't know if you know, I was walking down the street and I was yelling. I low key look crazy.
Oh
Like
yeah.
low key, I look really crazy.
Mhm.
Like if you saw me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was down the street. I was yelling. I wasn't using proper words. We're just gonna leave it at that. I had a moment. I let the devil take me to a place and take me out of myself.
They be doing it.
And in that moment, I learned you all right. You just let the devil take you to a place. You just need to get out and get back to work. Literally, get back to work.
Literally.
And just let God be God. Because I think as humans, we fear the unknown. And I think because we fear so much, we have to learn that there's liberty in a testimony. There's so much liberty. The Statue of Liberty, I'm not comparing the Statue of Liberty because I don't want nobody coming to me, oh, he gonna put the Statue of Liberty. That's demonic. Don't come for me. I don't got time for that. If you do that, I will repost this and I will say something. I'm joking. I'm nice. I promise.
Oh Lord, talk to him nice, Joe.
Talk to him nice. Wait, you say it all the time. Say it. You said it one time. You said it in one of your videos. You said, talk to him nice, big man or something. Say it.
Oh, talk to me, big man.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. But my point is, we truly find that freedom. We find the liberfying. And our fears are gone. The shame is gone. And there's no more condemnation when you tell your story. And you just say, and you just sit back. And you just let God be God. And and it's kind of like, imagine right now, this is the imagery. Imagine, go back to baby state. Get back to that baby state to get vulnerable. Imagine right now, Nick is in the control room and he's holding his son. And imagine God holding you in a baby state. Holding you and wrapping you, securing you, letting you know that you're loved and that God is going to be God. And that is how your testimony can truly be told. And that's where the freedom comes of a testimony. Because you know that God is on my side. I'm wrapped in his love. And that everything I do has to be a reflection of him. And every walk I walk is for not just for me, but it's for his God and his people.
And be confident. Because I work with preschoolers. And so from the ages of 2 to 4. And just working with them is just like, it'd be teaching me because they're so innocent and they're just so like pure. And they just, like this one little boy, he's 4 and we were just sitting at the lunch table and we were just openly talking. He was like, yeah, and God told me this in a dream. And he was just, and I was like, and I was interested because I was like, what he tell you? And then apparently his mom was pregnant, but she didn't even know yet. And
what's this kid's name? Prophet Baby. We're gonna call him Prophet Baby.
Yeah.
Prophet. Sorry,
Yeah.
Prophet. What grade is he?
4th.
Prophet.
No, I mean
Prophet 4th.
he was 4, but he was in what is it? He's in preschool.
Yeah.
Preschool.
Prophet Preschool. We're gonna call him Prophet Preschool.
So he
Prophecy
was
pre-K.
talking and he was pretty much like, yeah, God told me it was gonna be a girl, a little baby sister, and I was like, oh, he did. And then I was like, did you tell your mom? And she was like, yeah. She didn't believe me, and I was like, okay. And it's like they do that all the time. They just be talking and saying God, and like it was one little other boy talking about God didn't have a wife, and I was like, is he talking to me? Because it's just like interesting when they just be like talking, just regularly talking, and they speak about God, and I'd be like, it's interesting to me because like you can learn from them.
Yeah.
Even though they're just so little, they're learning from you, but you can learn from them. From just, yeah.
I think that's where we truly find this. Everyone has a story to tell. Is that being able to listen to someone despite their age.
Yeah.
Because that's especially something like, especially in the older church, the church, traditional church tradition that we see. Because you're this age, I can't listen. You're supposed to learn from me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a vice versa. Sometimes God can speak through anybody. God can speak to a 2-year-old saying whatever the 2-year-old says. Stop. The 2-year-old's first word could be stop.
And they say like the babies are the closest thing to God.
Because they're in their most innocent state, which is why the enemy comes for children at a young age, because they are the most innocent that they are. And he feeds on that.
Yeah.
Which is why understanding your story matters, Nayana. Ishmael's story matters. Jasmine, your story matters. Nick, your stories matter. Kai, your stories matter. Calvin, your stories matter. I'm going through the room. But my point is understanding that we all have a story that someone needs to hear. And that your story matters, and that you're not alone in anything you go through. Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Read Psalms 23. I encourage you to read Psalms 23 and know Revelations 12:11. And then know Psalms 107, verse 2. Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story. Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story.
I just thinking of the little kids. They're and then like I'll say this real quick, but I'm just thinking like my placement there, because also I'm the only African American there. Like I think it's interesting too, because it also teaches them diversity. And they have this little book that is called Hair Love ABC. So it's the ABCs, and it's like the different type of hair. So it has like Bantu knots, Afro, natural, frizz, all that good stuff. And I thought that was very interesting. And the 2-year-olds, they like to read, and they picked that book to read. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read this book to y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna teach y'all. Yeah. But I just was thinking like I have different like reasons of being there. But yeah, I love kids. I thought that was interesting.
As we close out, I just want to encourage you to be bold in how you tell your story. Be bold how you talk to God. Be bold in how you walk out into these next few weeks. Just be bold. Step out on faith and take a belief of faith and trust in God. Ishmael, Nayana, y'all want to go ahead and say a few things to close us out of here? We out. We out of here, big dog. We out of here.
I will say, if it scares you, it's for a reason. Do it. Say it. Whatever. So yeah.
I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
He's a singer.
All of the above.
Ishmael's a singer, all of the above.
Yes, I'm
You need to
Ishmael
listen
Damn,
to his new song, The Other Side. That beat on that song be having me
Make you
like,
wanna eat.
it's like a New Orleans like Hispanic beat. Like it's like, hey, I can't play the song, but it just makes me want to groove. Hey,
Joe is silly.
it just want to groove, like get down with it.
Hey, dog, do that one more time.
We're gonna be like, hey.
Yeah.
That's how we get down on Tulsa Talk.
Okay.
We have cameras now. We've been trying to get this because there's some stuff that happened, when we didn't have cameras that y'all should have been seeing. Nothing crazy. We don't do anything crazy. It's just the faces, the expressions, the movements, the dances, the party, yada 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 yada.
Yeah.
That was happening up in the podcast, not club. I'm saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost.
I'm from the podcast club.
The podcast club. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
It's the podcast clubhouse. Come inside, it's come inside. It's the podcast clubhouse. Come inside, it's come inside. Nayana, Israel, Jasmine. Do 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 do.
Yeah, today he's a singer.
You can sing. You can find freedom in singing, y'all. Sing your way through, scream your way through, shout your way through, praise your way through. Ishmael, close us out before I end up on another rant.
Look, I'm not a rapper, so I'm just playing this Ishmael name. ISHMAEL It's a super long name, but it's in the Bible, so you can go find it. I promise you can. But you can follow me on all streaming platforms. It's been real, man. Toss and Talk has been fun. I appreciate you having me up here again, man. Thank you. Thank you
Anytime.
very much.
This is your what? Actually, this is your third time being here.
I think it's third or fourth.
Third.
I know. Is it third?
Yeah, because the first time was
No.
April.
It's fourth. It's gotta be fourth.
No.
It's first in the Monarch. Then we went to library. Then we did it. We did it once here, right?
no.
Talk live? Or you talking about live?
Well,
Talk
yeah,
Talk Live.
you hosted Toss Talk Live, so we count
Okay.
that. Because this is your first time being back with Toss Talk. We love you here at Toss Talk. You
Yes.
are always a good friend. You're always welcome back to come here.
Yes, please. I'll definitely be back. I enjoyed myself. I always get a little nervous before I come, and then I have a good time. So it's been lit.
That's when you do the clap. We gotta label it. Anyways, y'all, it was a good.
Did we go over?
time,
I'm sorry,
y'all.
guys. We went a little over. I said, media guys over here like, will he just shut up? I was telling me to shut up. I know, Calvin. I'm so sorry. But God bless you, listeners. Always take a little moment to enjoy the view. Enjoy some time. Remember, your story matters. Your voice matters. You're not alone. Psalms 23. Remember Revelations 12:11. Psalms 107, verse 2. All these scriptures will be listed below from our wonderful editors and team. Thank you for all of our Toss Talk team for making all this possible. And we also want to say, come to our revival conference that's happening November 1st to the 2nd. This is the official announcement for the location, at Jubilee World Outreach, November 1st, starting at 6 p.m. So we have to say thank you guys for listening and being amazing listeners. We have an amazing set of speakers. We've got Aaron Murphy. We've got Eric Patton hosting. We've got Pastor Frank Flo. We've got Pam Horde. I could go on. Just look it up. Go to tosstalk.org/events, and you can find us right there. And register today for your seat at the Toss Talk Annual Revival Conference. We'll see you guys on another episode of Toss Talk. Come on, let's dance with it, and let's get it out of here.